obviously, we got to mention right off the bat here, Tim, before we get into everything, man. Bob Harlan, the passing of an absolute legend. Let me just kind of give a little background for me, guys. I became a Packer fan in '03. I didn't have a favorite NFL team. You guys know my story. I kind of rooted for my brother's Steelers, but I was a big college football fan, mainly a big baseball fan as well, growing up playing ball. And when I stumbled onto the Green Bay Packers, you see this refurbishing of Lambeau Field, right? And I'm like, man, I got to go up there and see this place. Everybody's always talking about the history of the Packers. So I go to Lambeau for the first time, and a part of that whole experience was learning this man behind revamping Lambeau Field and making it a year-long destination, right? Where people come from all around the world just to see this epic arena, if you will, right? That is Lambeau Field, the mecca of pro football, the only publicly owned team, all those things that we, have associated with the Green Bay Packers. And you find out real quick, not because he was going to look at what I did, but anyone who had anything to do with the Green Bay Packers and the refurbishing of Lambeau, it was this guy right here was the one who pushed for it. This is the guy who had the vision, and that was Bob Harlan, obviously passing away yesterday, getting the sad news, but in a better place. And man, Tim, what a legacy Bob Harlan left. I love the fact that it's Bob Harlan Plaza right out there in front of Lambeau. I wish they need to do something else as well, for sure. But Bob Harlan, man, every Packer fan hearing my voice, we owe him a debt of gratitude, no doubt.
Absolutely. And hopefully a Hall of Fame induction in Canton is definitely due. It's crazy to me that he's not already there. But yeah, rest in peace to Bob Harlan, and condolences to the Harlan family. And you see the legacy and the tradition continues today. It continues to get better and bigger. We got the new scoreboards last year. I mean, Lambeau continues to get better, and it's all due to what Bob Harlan really started when he got here. And the Pack is back would not have been a thing without Bob Harlan, for sure. So he will be missed.
And it wasn't just about, hey, let's refurbish Lambeau and turn this into a business empire for, years to come. It was also having, lacking the ego, if you will, having the wherewithal to go, you know what, we need to let the football guys handle football. Yep. And he kind of, I always imagine, I see this vision of, or this picture of Bob Harlan kind of holding the committee back a little bit, going, let Ron Wolf cook, right? And that's exactly what he did. He did the same thing with Ted Thompson. With Ted Thompson took over as general manager. Bob Harlan tells the story about how with Aaron Rodgers on the board, that Ted pulled him to the side. And, Ted being the humble man that he is, he wanted to bounce it off Bob too. Like, hey, look, we got this quarterback sitting here. He's the best on the board. If he's there when we pick, we're going to take him. And you need to know we're going to catch a lot of hell for it. And Bob Harlan said, you make the pick. You do what's best for the team. I got your back. Yep. And lo and behold, bang, you hit on another first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, because those two men worked in unison together. And again, Harlan, just no ego and a forward vision of what the Packers should be as you step into a whole new, at the time, a new decade of, NFL business, right? So, yeah, just an amazing man, amazing family man too.
Yep.
Tim, I love Mark Murphy, right? And even as much as I like Mark Murphy, he wasn't perfect. Nobody's perfect, right? We would all agree. But you find people that didn't like Mark Murphy, and that's okay. We can all, everybody's got their preferences or whatever. I have yet to meet one person or talk to one person that has anything bad to say about Bob Harlan. Not one. All I hear are fan stories that they could call his office and actually talk to him. This one guy was on Twitter the other day. He was like, I remember calling his office and asking about a move they made. He literally answered his phone and talked to him for 30 minutes, just a random fan. That's the kind of guy he was. So different area. Anyway.
It's so awesome to see those posts too. Andrew Brandt had a great post about his time here in Green Bay. And, you hear stories about people who started as interns and they're, bottom of the barrel, basically a nobody. And, there was Bob Harlan reaching out to them, making sure that they were comfortable, wanted to get to know them. You talk about a great example of excellent leadership. You talked about the way that, he put his guys together and stayed the hell out of their way and let them do what he put them in position to do. And that's good leadership right there. No one would ever accuse Bob Harlan of micromanaging anybody, right? You trust your general manager to make those picks and you stand behind him. And what a great leader, man. Just a testament to everything that we do here at 1265, right?
Yeah, for sure. We got Evil Beck in the chat says the Packers were broke for a long time until they started investing in the area and turning it into a year-round destination. So true. And it was cool because, like I said, that's the time I became a fan. And I didn't get to see what the old green monster looked like, right, in person. I came in and was like, whoa, this is not what I expected. This is absolutely awesome. Taking a tour and eating Brett Favre's jambalaya in a restaurant downstairs. He had like a little, they had a bunch of
Curly's Pub. It was Curly's Pub back in the day.
Curly's Pub had if you guys didn't get to experience it, they had an arcade off to the side there inside where you could throw footballs at targets and stuff, and it was all arcade. It was just absolutely awesome. But again, that was the vision that he had. And obviously something else that goes unmentioned a lot is I'm pretty sure it was his vision as well to get the Packer Hall of Fame inside Lambeau Field as opposed to across town, right? So another huge thing. But anyway, again, rest in peace to Bob Harlan. Thoughts and prayers out to the family, anyone he's ever impacted their life. It's we lost a great man, but heaven gained a great person. There's no doubt about it, man.